Kayla. This is Indy. This is our tiny home in Slow County, California. Raising a kid in a tiny home, I haven't raised a kid in a in a normal sized home, but it doesn't seem too different to me. I've lived here through his whole life and it's just normal to me now. I don't really see many differences other than the fact that I'm not running around the house trying to find him or see what he's doing. You know, I always have tabs on him and I always know he's safe and we're close and connected and I love it. We've been living in the tiny home for almost 2 years. Our builders were Mint Tiny Homes up in Canada. The dimensions are 34 feet by 8.5. My friends own this property. It's on 10 acres of land. Their house is up at the top of the hill, so we have plenty of space to run around. Outside is Indy's full playground, so we spend majority of the time out here. And he entertains himself endlessly between all of these toys. Indy's dad, Austin, just keeps bringing free things home from work, and this turf was one of them. At the time, it was just dirt, so it's been quite a transformation that I can't be mad about. This deck is another one of Austin's creations from scrap. All right, so come on in. Initially, in designing the tiny home, I kind of had travel and relocation in mind, and when we were in the design aspect, I found out I was pregnant, so I just made a little bit of tweaks here and there. This was going to be a ladder. I did a dual staircase instead and added a bathtub. Just modified it a little bit, you know, space-wise, storage-wise, knowing that there was going to be 2 of us instead of 1. And this is our main living space. I actually got this custom-made couch for a pull-out bed, which has only been used once, but it was for like 3 weeks right after I gave birth. Definitely came in handy as far as going up and down stairs. I originally wanted to have a TV here, naturally, but I wanted to be a little bit more intentional with that. Found this little Target score for a phone, and Indy loves it. It's like a little treat, but it's very rare and seldom, which is exactly what I want. Below that we have Indy's tower, which he loves to eat almost every meal and snack at, but he loves to just be up here and climb. So long as I'm at the counter, he can see everything. On this side over here, this hammock was actually my resolution to a rocking chair. Indy loved it as a baby. I haven't used it much since. Unless I have a couple guests over, it's worked out. As far as seating, down below is his little shelf. I like to rotate all of his books and his toys and keep it fresh and keeps him excited. All right, and the last thing up here is this mirror. I knew I wanted a mirror here, but I found one that duals as storage, which is awesome. Moving into the kitchen, our little eating area. This is where Indy and I eat. And then across from that, all of the stairs dual as storage as well. These ones both have jackets in them, mine and Indy's jackets, but as far as they go back, there's a lot of extras as far as wine, games, you name it. We have the stove right here. Use that on the daily. This, however, the oven, I have not used once. I actually use it as storage for all of my pots and pans because I use a air fryer, toaster oven for everything. Moving over here, there's the sink. I had the builders install an extra water filter. just to have some extra added comfort. I didn't really know where the tiny home would eventually be. It's just an extra added comfort for water. This is the air fryer, toaster oven / microwave, anything you could ever want it to do, it does. And the dishwasher drawer. I honestly can't imagine living life without either of these every single day. Across from that, we have the fridge. I believe it's an apartment-sized fridge, which has been perfect with Indianite. There's storage underneath, as well as our pantry right here. I had a spot lined up in Humboldt to park the tiny home, and they ended up falling through. Basically, when the build was complete, I had 2 really good friends in SLO County. They had just bought a house on 10 acres, and they had already invited me down because it had full hookups and thought it would be ideal. But once this spot fell through, I saw it as an opportunity and came down and visited, really liked the place, and ended up here. Oh, it's been awesome. You know, we have barbecues and dinners, and we wander up there in their home. We say hi. I go up there to wash my sheets sometimes, use their weed whacker, things like that. They have like all of the larger home essentials, especially landscape stuff, that I can borrow theirs, and it's been completely ideal. Yeah, it's a pretty unique situation. Indy's dad and I had only known a few months before I found out I was pregnant. Indy was actually due on the 1-year anniversary of his dad and I meeting. He ended up moving down here and lives at my friend's house on the same property, so it makes things convenient at times. But yeah, it's fun. He stops by and plays with Indy whenever he's around. Walking further back into the house is the bathroom. In my original design, I had like a 5-foot stand-up shower, but when finding out I was going to have a baby, I added the bathtub. I had also originally thought of having the stacked washer dryer and decided that this would be the best spot for a changing table, so I had a countertop instead, and I got the dual washer dryer system with LG. I honestly can't imagine having a stacked washer dryer at this point. This space has been completely vital in our lifestyle, and I've heard a lot of mixed things about this, the washer dryer combo, but it's worked out really great with us. You just do smaller loads, which with 2 people, you just do it every couple days, and it works out really well. I actually put the shelves in for some extra storage. I knew eventually I would probably want like a potty training seat or something, laundry, whatever down there. So I kept this open. This is towels, laundry stuff. So much storage with both of these drawers. And this is Indy's diaper genie. Keeps it smelling fresh in here, otherwise it would be horrid. So I opted for the separate compostable toilet, and because at the time I didn't exactly know where I'd be parking, I wanted more flexibility as far as not needing septic. And at this point, with where I'm at that has septic, I completely regret it. It's a little more pain than I would have liked. But maybe in the future, being somewhere that doesn't have that, it could be more beneficial. Initially, I planned on doing like a 5-foot stand-up shower with Indy in mind. I definitely added the tub, can't imagine otherwise, and also added the sprayer shower. It's the way to go with kids. Makes life a whole lot easier. I had to special request getting the glass door because I wanted it to be a more open feel to where, not to mention everybody's had that shower curtain that comes in and sticks to you that you can't stand. So getting the glass door was really important to me, and they made it happen. All right, and behind me is the closet. In my original design, I was going to put my stationary bike in there and then have some storage over here. I thought my hanging clothes could go up in my bedroom, but when it got here, the ceiling in the bedroom was a little shorter than I would want to get dressed in, so this became the closet. It's kind of a walk-in. I mean, you can technically walk in it, but it's also filled complete brim to brim. It may not look like it, but it's super organized. The night before I went to the bank to make the deposit for the house, I saw an episode on Tiny House Nation where the girl was like a shoe addict or whatever, and so they made all these special accommodations. So she had like 50-some shoes, and I watched it that night. The next morning, I was like, man, maybe I should count my shoes and see what I'm getting in for. And I had like 90-something shoes. It's like, I'm still gonna do it. Still going through. And let me tell you, I found this shoe storage thing that just hangs on the wall from Amazon, and there has to be at least 50 to 60 shoes on there. But there's solutions. There's solutions for everything. And now let's have a look in my bedroom upstairs. Up here is the bedroom. It's technically mine, but Indy and I co-sleep. Got the scooter when I was pregnant. I got me from point A to point B, but now holding Indy, it's super beneficial. You have a long way to travel to the bed, so it just makes it super easy. And on this wall here, on the way in and out, it's kind of like my little vision board, dream board. And then down here, this one is Indy's little lesson. These are Velcro, so I change them weekly and have a little affirmation for the week. And above me is the skylight, which, don't get me wrong, brings in a lot of awesome natural light, but and being a first-time mom, I had no idea that you would want a blackout room for your kid to sleep. So if I did it all over again, I would definitely take this out. It's been a big challenge trying to make this room dark. And sliding on over here, there's more storage. I've tried every solution as far as making it dark in here. I started with these blackout curtains, which still get the light inside. So I got these cut your own curtains, put them inside. And then of course there's all of this light over here. So I got another blackout curtain that you cut to your own liking. I hang that along right here to cut out all of this light from the skylight. But when I do that, it gets pretty stuffy in here. I just got this fan that's the evaporative fan, which uses cold water and ice to make cold air, and it's been great. This is a queen-size bed in here. Thought about putting it the other way, but as far as sliding out, putting my butt on this slider right here, this is the most convenient. Indy and I co-sleep in here, so it's super easy. You know, once he goes to sleep, I can hop my booty on here and slide on out seamlessly. And the last room upstairs is Indy's room. And this is Indy's room. As very neutral and earthy toned as I tend to be, I really wanted to give Indy a little pop of color. On the walls here, you'll see Indy's collection of hats. We are in very sunny weather for majority of the year, so Indy just has this online shopping addiction to hats, and I just turned it into decoration for him. And over here we have Indy's little Montessori play gym. We kind of mix it up with the nugget couch and make it fun and exciting for him. Especially in the winter when there was a lot of rain, we spent a lot of time up here. So it was fun to just make new creations that he got excited about. The Nugget is the brand. It's 4 pieces of a couch, and you can flip it, mold it, do whatever you want with it, build forts. and we just change it to keep it interesting. And he just loves throwing himself on the ground and on the cushions and stuff, so it's fun for him to like bounce around and not hit a wall. Over here, I saw this, my sister had this of her 2 kids. It's a scale 1-to-1 of your child when they were born. So Indy was born this small. So I had to have that. The cost of the home was $113,000. Coming from a mother-in-law suite, the transition really wasn't dramatic. I think the only thing that was surprising to me was how much storage I would end up having in here and how much stuff I can still have in a tiny home. I was expecting to be way more dialed in and simplified, but everything has its place, and so it's like I still made a home in here, and I hope one day in the future I get like a whole kid-free weekend to just purge everything that hasn't been used. I spent the whole like first year out here trying to find a new place and just hated it, hated the drive and just being so secluded. But as soon as Indy started soaking up the benefits of being out here, I started to see the benefits of being out here, and I just had a way of like seeing it through his eyes, and it really made me love it. Here he just can roam free. We go and see, you know, all the animals on our street. There's the cows, the pigs, the horses, chickens, you name it. But all of those were his first words and his first sounds, and it's everything he knows. So as much as he loves it, it's made me love it way more.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Instagram for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.